Hello guys, welcome back. In this video we'll be dealing with the third chapter of class 8th Ncert geography, that is mineral and resources, right? So first of all, what is a mineral? A naturally occurring substance that has a definite chemical composition, right? So first of all, natural. Second, definite chemical composition is a mineral. Next, we move on to what are rock. Now, when these minerals they aggregate and and form a definite composition of the when they aggregate, they form a rock, right? Rocks from which minerals are mined are known as ores. Okay, not all the not from all ores we mine the minerals, but only from a definite you know rocks we mine, right? Next, we move to types of minerals. Minerals are classified basically on two types, the metallic and the non-metallic minerals. The metallic minerals, the non-metallic minerals, let's discuss it first. The non-metallic minerals include, the limestone, salt, then your coal, petroleum. These are non-metallic minerals. Mica is also another important non-metallic mineral. On the other hand, some of the metallic minerals, by the term metal, we means something which conduct electricity, heat easily, right? It has more conductivity as compared to the non-metals. So some of the metallic minerals, right, very common all around, we know. Now these metallic minerals are again divided into two parts: one which has iron, if it's so, then ferrous, and one which doesn't, which is non-ferrous metallic minerals. The examples of the non-ferrous metallic minerals are like gold, copper, silver, lead, right? And ferrous minerals are like iron ore, manganese, chromites, which contain iron, right? Next, if we see the types of mineral extraction, the mineral extraction processes are divided based on the depth, right? So quarrying is like when the mineral is like very near to the earth's surface, on or very near to earth's surface is quarrying, right? For example, many times for limestone we quarrying is done, or for other, like even for gypsum, quarrying is done. Next is your open cast mining. Open cast, the depth, first of all, the minerals are subsurface, but the depth is more than that of quarrying, right? For example, coal in regions like Singrauli, coal is extracted via open cast mining. If the coal or other minerals are deep enough, we use shaft mining. For example, many times even you'll see coal in northeast of India are using shaft mining, right? And there are like lifts, they go deep down, and when the resources are like very deep enough, for example the oil or the gas, it involves drilling. Next, we move to the distribution of minerals. This is really very interesting to see that regions which has igneous or metamorphic plateau, okay, large plateaus of igneous and metamorphic rocks usually contain metallic minerals, and sedimentary and young fold mountains, they have deposits of non-metallic, like sedimentary basins like KG Basin. And these have lots of deposits of oil and gas, right? Now, some examples. The examples are very important to learn here. The limestone deposits of Caucasus region, manganese deposits of Georgia and Ukraine, and phosphate deposits of Algeria are really good examples. Even coal, right? Coal is also a non-metallic mineral found in the sedimentary deposits. And again, some of the igneous and metamorphic plateau regions where the metallic minerals are found very commonly. Some examples include the Ontario belt above the Great Lake regions in Canada. Next we have the South Africa. Okay, by the way, in this Ontario region we find minerals like iron ore, copper, nickel, in Ontario, iron, nickel, chromites, and platinum in South Africa, right? And also in iron ore in North Sweden, right? Also, if you see the Indian region of the plateau region of Chota Nagpur plateau, lots of iron ore mines are there in Chota Nagpur plateau, right? And even in south, the Deccan plateau region, these metallic minerals are the Kudremukh and the Orissa plateau, right? Later it has discussed how the iron ore mines are distributed. If we talk about Asia, the continent produces more than half the world's tin. China, Malaysia, and Indonesia, they are really great tin producers. China also leads in rare earth elements, lead, antimony, tungsten, molybdenum, etc. Europe, we have already discussed about Ukraine, Sweden, and France leading in iron ore. Russia too. Next, if we move to North America, so the three regions: the Canadian Shield of Appalachians, the Canadian Shield, the Appalachians. The Appalachians are south of Great Lakes. Canadian Shield is north of Great Lakes, right? And Western Cordilleras, again in Canada, just bounding the Alaska region. So these three regions, in Appalachians we find coal. In Canadian Shield we find iron ore, nickel, gold, uranium, and copper. And in Cordillera, Western Cordilleras, we have vast deposits of copper, lead, zinc, gold, and silver. See, South America, the country like Venezuela is very famous for oil. Also Colombia also has, and recently Brazil has discovered large amount of gas. Apart from that, the Chile and Peru are leading producers of copper, right? And Brazil is also a producer of high grade iron. Next, Africa, very famous for diamond and gold, right? South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. India imports lots of gold from here. Oil is found in Nigeria, Libya, and Angola. Also, regions like DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, has really large deposits of copper, iron ore, chromium, uranium, cobalt, and bauxite. So very interesting. Australia, the regions of Kalgoorlie and Coolgardie areas of Western Australia have the largest deposits of gold, right? Also, Australia is the largest producer of bauxite in the world, right? Antarctica, Transantarctic mountains and have coal, and iron is found near the Prince Charles Mountains of East Antarctica, right? If we come to India, the Indian, the different minerals like iron, bauxite are distributed unevenly in India as in the other parts of the world. For example, the iron is found greatly in Chhattisgarh, in Karnataka, Odisha. In Chhattisgarh, we have the Dalli Rajhara and Baladila. Goa has, magnetite. Salem produces magnetite. Salem is in Tamil Nadu. And Kudremukh and Sundar Pahadi in Karnataka. If we come to bauxite, then Korapur and Panchpatmali in Odisha, Ranchi, Palamu and Lohardaga in Jharkhand, and Amarkantak in Madhya Pradesh, and Pulani, Jawadi and Shevroy in Tamil Nadu. If we come to mica, Jharkhand is the leading producer of mica. Copper is produced by states like Balaghat in Madhya Pradesh, Khetri in Junjunu, Rajasthan, and Mosabani in Jharkhand. Manganese we find greatly in Balaghat, Madhya Pradesh, Kalahandi in Odisha, and Saikakulam in Andhra Pradesh. Limestone, we find great limestone production in Hanumangarh, Rajasthan, and Doda in Jammu and Kashmir. Also, limestone is also found greatly in Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Gold is found in Kolar in Karnataka, Ramgiri in Andhra Pradesh, and Ramganga river in Uttar Pradesh. Right? Coal is known as buried sunshine, so it's very important. And the reason why should we conserve minerals, because the concentration of mineral takes thousands of years. Right? Next, we move to the power resources. The conventional and the non-conventional, this is how we'll be dividing and discussing, right? So let's study the chart here. The advantages of oil and natural gas are like they are very easier to transport, right? And they are much better than coal in terms of pollution. Natural gas is even better than oil, and it is cheaper than oil also, right? Oil has a really great advantage, like it helps in production of plastics, complete plastic industry, complete wax industry, so on and so forth. Lots of chemical industry is dependent upon oil. But disadvantages include depletion of oxygen due to the oil spillage and gas leakage, pollutant released caused by acid rain. Exploration of the new oil is not easy, and it's very, very expensive, right? Next, we move to the firewood. Easy access, provide energy to large number of people, but the problem is collection is time consuming, polluting and promoting greenhouse effect and deforestation, soil erosion also. Coal is extensively available, efficient conversion, cheap also, but the problem is it's polluting source, very, very polluting source. Lots of sulfur dioxide pollution occurs in India because we have not put the desulfurization those filters in our chimneys. So yeah, and it's very bulky to transport. Lots of transportation cost is involved, and hence there are disadvantages with coal. Tidal power, non-polluting, promotes irrigation and fishing, and cheap, but the problem is displacement of local community in India. It's low and expensive to set up. It has tidal power itself. If the dam is very big, it causes lots of greenhouse problem. For example, the cement causes the global the warming, right? So hence small hydel power plants are much better. Now let's see what the text has to say. Conventional, it means what has been the convention, what we have been using for years. Interesting fact to know about firewood is that more than 50% of the energy used by the villages comes from the firewood, right? Coal, used as domestic poor industry such as the iron and steel, steam engines, and to generate the electricity, right? Electricity from coal is called thermal power. So coal is known as buried sunshine, and these are the important areas. Petroleum, that keeps your car running, as well as oil that keeps your cycles from squeaking. Both began as a thick black gold called petroleum. It is found between the layers of rocks and drilled from oil fields. Yeah, as I've already talked, these are the industries, also known as the black gold, because you know lots of derivatives are there of crude oil, right? And hence these are the important areas. Natural gas is found in the petroleum deposit and released when the crude oil is brought to the surface, right? It can be used as domestic and industrial fuel. Russia, Norway, UK, and Netherlands are the major producers of natural gas. In India, Jaisalmer, Krishna, Godavari, Tripura, and some areas of offshore in Mumbai have natural gas resources, right? The problem include the toxic pollutants released from burning these fuels are also a cause of concern. Unchecked burning of fossil fuel is like an unchecked dripping tap which will eventually run dry. This has led to the tapping of various non-conventional sources of energy that are cleaner alternative to fossil fuels. This is tidal power. The diagram is important where the water reservoir, this is the dam and this is the generator here. Here are the turbines. The water moves the turbine slowly and gradually and continuously, leading to the falling rainwater or river water stored in dams is made to fall from how the falling water flows through the pipes inside the dam over the turbine blade placed at the bottom of the dam. The moving blades then turn the generator to produce the electricity. Right? This is called the hydroelectricity. The water discharged after the generation of the electricity is used for irrigation. 1/4 of the world's electricity is produced by the tidal power. The leading producers of tidal power in the world are Paraguay, Norway, Brazil, right? China. Some important tidal power stations in India are Bhakra Nangal, Gandhi Sagar, Nagarjun, right? Next, we move to the non-conventional sources of energy. Let's see. The advantages of wind energy are non-polluting, low cost of production of electricity once set up and safe and clean, right? Yeah. I mean, you need not maintain much as far as the windmills are concerned, right? But the disadvantage include the noise pollution. Windmills costly to set up, right? The investment cost is very high. Disturbs the radio and TV reception and is very, very harmful to birds. Not only to the birds, even to the insects, even to the helpful animals, helpful insects, right? Which are in farms. Solar energy advantages include inexhaustible and non-polluting. Disadvantages include expensive and diffuse source, so gets wasted. Even like what about the competition between the solar energy and the present tidal energy, and many others like what about when there is a calamity, like when there is volcano, then there is no sunshine, right? Incoming sunshine is very low, or the monsoon season. So these are some of the disadvantages of solar energy. But it is good for India, being a subtropical country. It's good for India, especially for South India, where the rays are, straighter. Next, we move to tidal energy. It's non-polluting, inexhaustible, but the problem is destroys the wildlife habitat and it's difficult to harness. We'll see how, right, later, because you put these things near to the seashore, and the seashore are the areas where the animals like the crocodile, alligators, many kinds of fish live, many kinds of birds come there, many kinds of tortoise come and lay eggs, so that ecosystem is completely destroyed, right? Yeah, definitely it's difficult to harness. Nuclear energy, it emits large amount of energy, but the disadvantages include it generates the radioactive waste and it's very expensive. Yes. Biogas, low cost, easy to operate, make use of bio waste. Yes. I mean, it's good option for farmers in doubling their income, right? But the disadvantages of biogas is like it causes greenhouse effect. Next is the geothermal energy. It's clean, eco-friendly, and always available. But the problems are like located very far away from cities and so costly to transport the electricity. Yes. Let's see what the text has to say for solar energy. We already saw for solar energy. Sun's light, heat, and light energy can be filtered every day. Solar energy trapped from the sun can be used in solar cells to produce electricity. Many of these cells are joined into solar panels to generate the power for heating and lighting purpose. The technology of utilizing solar energy benefits a lot of the tropical countries that are blessed with abundant sunshine. Solar energy is also used in solar heaters, solar cookers, solar dryers. So that was interesting about solar dryers, because normally when you put things on the open and sun dry it, it tends to lose its color and texture. But solar dryers, maintain the color when you are drying it. Wind energy, an inexhaustible source of energy. Windmills have been used by grinding grain and lifting water since the time immemorial. In the modern times, windmills, the high speed of the wind rotate the windmill, which is connected to a generator to produce electricity. The wind farms having cluster of such windmills are located in coastal regions and in mountain passes where strong and steady winds blow. Wind farms are found in the Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA, and Spain. Nuclear power. The nuclear power is obtained from the energy stored in the nuclei of atoms and naturally occurring radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. So, these fuels undergo nuclear fission. Okay, so fission is the main thing, not fusion. We have developed energy from fission. Okay, that is breaking into two, like the cells, the bacteria break into two. The greatest producer of nuclear powers are US and Europe. In India, we have like Rajasthan and Jharkhand have large deposits of uranium, thorium. Technology to extract energy from thorium has not yet been developed. Thorium is found in large quantities in the monazite sands of Kerala, right? So this is how the nuclear reactor works, right? So heat from the fission of we told about uranium. So uranium fission occurs and energy produced. Hot water converts into steam, which eventually helps in running the turbine, generation of electricity, right? So that's a very simple process. Now, the great thing about geothermal energy is that the steam is directly produced. It is channelized into the turbine and electricity is produced. Some of the important areas include the Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh, in Puga Valley in Ladakh, right? Other areas where geothermal energy is used are like Iceland, United States, Philippines, New Zealand. Tidal energy, energy from the tides is called tidal energy. So when the high tides come, it moves the turbine, leading to generation of electricity. And when there is a low tide, the water again recedes back and the turbine moves in opposite direction, again leading to generation of electricity, right? So, but we discussed what are some of the disadvantages of tidal energy, right? The Gulf of Kutch in India have some tidal mill farms. Apart from that, Russia and France also use tidal electricity. Biogas, organic waste such as the dead plants and animals in the animal material, animal dung and the kitchen waste can be converted into the gaseous fuel called biogas. Okay, so kitchen waste, animal dung, and animal material and dead plants. So it's a good way how we can generate electricity from waste. Even the pollution or the problem of waste in the city, the garbage collection can be there. The organic waste is decomposed by bacteria in the biogas digesters to emit the biogas, which is essentially a mixture of methane and the carbon dioxide, right? So biogas is basically a mixture of methane, CH4, and CO2. Biogas is an excellent fuel for cooking and lighting and produces huge amount of organic manure each year, right? Wonderful. So we get electricity from one side, we also get organic manure, right? Interesting, quite interesting, right? So yeah, that's all. Thank you.